What's up YouTube, this is Andy Digitech Dad live from Melbourne. Today I have a special comparison between my Samsung protective cover with the brand new UAG Monarch that I got just today by post. And the purpose of this video is basically to compare between my favorite Samsung protective cover, which I've used for the last month and a half, with the UAG Monarch, which I've heard a lot. I've used it before on my iPhone 7, but for the Note 8 I decided to get this just to see whether or not it is any better than the Samsung protective cover. So without further ado, let's go into the details of each case. First is my Samsung protective cover. I've done a review on this cover previously. I've used it for the last 6-7 weeks since I got my Note 8. I'm quite happy with this case. I've dropped my Note 8 on, not on concrete, but on the floor with the screen face down, and so far this case has protected my Note 8 quite well. The only argument against this, which I've seen in some of the comments on my previous video, is the thickness, because this case has a kind of a flip stand. That's why it makes it slightly thicker compared to other cases, but that's the advantage of this, is you can actually lie it down and you can watch movie on it. So that's one thing that I like about this case. I like the texture. Overall, I like the grip. That's why I've been using it for the last 6-8 weeks. Today I got myself the UAG Monarch. This is for Galaxy Note 8. And again, nothing new about this. It is drop tested, military grade, and as you can see on the side, rugged, lightweight, drop tested protection. There's a lot of reviews on this case. I'm not going to do another one. Yeah, you can check those videos out, but the purpose of this video is to compare the two cases. So for the UAG Monarch, the one thing that I've noticed, I don't know whether you can actually see, there is a kind of a, if I move this away, you can actually see there is a slight kind of a curve to the case. I'm not sure why. For some reason I can actually see this slight kind of a curve going outward from the case. But when I put it on, it fits perfectly. The edges fits perfectly on the phone, so it doesn't bother me a lot. So if I put this thing on, you can actually see what I mean on the side. So it fits perfectly, and it kind of follows the shape of the phone itself, so it doesn't bother me a lot. Now I think the most important factor that will make you decide which one you're gonna buy is obviously the dimensions of these two cases. The Samsung protective case is about 12mm in thickness. I've measured this accurately using a caliper. So the thickness is about 12mm, whereas for the UAG Monarch, it actually measures 11.5. So the difference of 0.5 of a millimeter actually resides on the fact that the Samsung protective cover has a standing kind of a flip, kind of a stand, whatever you call that. In terms of the tallness or the length of the case, there's not a huge difference. If I put it side by side, just like that, you can actually see that the UAG Monarch is probably slightly taller by 0.1 or 0.2 of a centimeter. So not a big difference between these two. And in terms of the width, it's pretty much par for both. It's probably slightly, merely slightly wider for the UAG Monarch. Apart from that, it has the standard cutout for the S Pen, the speaker, You have the USB Type-C, the headphones, the volume rocker buttons, the Bixby button, which I don't actually enjoy using that much because I keep on pressing that accidentally, and also the switch on and off button. The opening is quite straightforward. It's pretty much the same as the protective cover for Samsung, probably slightly thinner in appearance. Apart from that, it has the edges typical of UAG Monarch. It's not as grippy as the Samsung protective cover, where on the side I can easily put it comfortably, whereas this, I don't know, I just feel not as confident holding it compared to this. It gives me a bit more confidence holding the protective cover, whereas this, maybe because of that 0.5 of a millimeter difference, it does feel a bit slippery on my hand. So let's just put the Note 8 on this case and see how it looks like. So from the top and the bottom. So the installation is quite straightforward. You can actually see time, the volume button works fine, the Bixby button works fine too. You can see the opening, on, off, and on again. So that's my quick comparison video of the two case. I have to give it a few days using the UAG Monarch before I can actually make a comment about it, but so far the Samsung protective cover has served me really well. I enjoyed using it. We'll see in the next couple of days if the UAG Monarch actually is as good as it is, and I'll make another review of that. Until then, this is Andy from Digitech Dad from Melbourne. Comparison video of the Samsung and the UAG Monarch. Until then, peace out.